Hey everyone, we are live from the EPCOT International Food and Wine Festival.
Presented by Corksicle.
Thank you for finishing the full name there. I am Mac over in Laughing Place, not HQ, just one of the many Qs. And Jeremiah, of course, in Epcot. How's it going over there, Jeremiah?
Good. I literally walked in like 3 minutes before we started, which was nice because yesterday I was in the Magic Kingdom for like a half hour before we started. I was just like, I need to not do this.
Is it
Today
nice and hot there?
it is. I believe the last time I looked, it was 93, and it felt like 98. But I'm sure if you looked at one of the other weather sites, apps, those things, you would see that it's like 93, but it feels like 118.
Yeah. It has been not quite as hot lately. We got through that heat wave. It hasn't been too bad.
I love that we say we got through that heat wave, but we're still at like 103.
Yeah, as opposed to 115. So
Yeah. No, we're just here wandering Epcot today. As our CEO put it, we don't have anything else going on, so go to Epcot, walk around.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is sort of my go-to. Just kind of go walk around the park, park. So
Yeah. Now we will do most of the figure eight. We're probably going to end right around the Imagination Pavilion because we have some coverage of that we have to take care of. But other than that, please engage with us, talk to us. Mac and I can talk all day long about everything from Halloween to Roosevelt's, but we're here for you guys.
what Roosevelt's do you have on today?
I do not.
Oh, surprising.
I actually just wow, more trees popped up over here. I threw on a shirt because I have learned that walk and talks and Roosevelt don't really go that well together. Because most of the time, by the time I'm halfway done with the park, I'm wringing them out.
That's fair.
But the shirt I did put on, unfortunately, is actually thicker than most of my normal shirts. So, yay, me. Yeah, some new trees popped up. This is
Very cool.
Looking like a forest is happening over here.
Yeah, it's gotten much greener over there in the last month or so.
Yeah. I mean, we had like one row of trees. Now it looks like there's at least three. So that'll be nice. But I'm guessing we will learn when these walls will come down in about a week. Or I'm sorry, 2 weeks.
Oh, that's true. Yes, we are getting close to Destination D23.
Yes. And it's actually kind of I don't want to say ironic, but it's fitting that we are here today because 4 years ago today at the D23 Expo is when they announced the neighborhoods and all the enhancements coming, like the Mary Poppins attraction and all that fun stuff.
How many years ago did you say that was?
4 years ago.
Wow.
And, everybody that we've all joked about, oh, it's been forever, but I guess it really hasn't because you have to think at least 2 of those years there wasn't much going on.
That's very fair, yeah. It feels like those announcements were just last year,
I know. I do love this. As much as I don't drink coffee, nor do I use anything that I would put in here, other than if I was smart, I had water. This one has so much goodness on it.
That is a really cool design.
And the nice thing is, hey, they're selling jackets and sweatshirts in here. Everybody is a little chilly.
Well, I mean, look, you get a lot of international guests and guests from all over the country, so.
No, that was one of the things Rebecca definitely pointed out yesterday. It's like, well, you have to remember, people do come from around the world. I was like, I understand that, but
But no, you're right. There is something about when it's, you're coming in and you're sweating and you walk in, the first thing you see is a big collection of hoodies. It's not what you want.
Yeah, it just makes it feel hotter. Here's the Sanderson sisters stuff that we looked at yesterday in the Hocus Pocus 2, not Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, not a lot coming into the parks as far as new goes. Like with the festival, we've already seen all the food and wine. I know that we have talked about the Throg shoulder plush. And
did you see that in here at all? Because I also spotted it in Disney's Hollywood Studios. We spotted it yesterday in Magic Kingdom. I'm sure it's over in that Marvel collection over there.
Oh no! Don't make me walk around in the air conditioning, Mac. Whatever you do.
Well, after this, I'm going to need you to walk all the way back to Japan. So
yes. No, Epcot. We were talking about normal walk and talks and the timing and everything. It's like Magic Kingdom's usually an hour. Studios about 45 minutes, and then when we're here, it could be anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. And I was like, I really don't think an hour and a half is any good now. I do love these action figures.
Yeah. Very cool. I actually got a few of those sent to me from Hasbro, and you can see an unboxing video on our YouTube channel. Not that one specifically. What did I got? Miles, I got Gwen, and Spider-Man 2099.
I do not see a Throg anywhere. I also don't see any shoulder plushes. So, but hey, at least we're coming out over on this side.
Interesting.
Some more of the booths have opened up for.
Oh right.
I don't believe Coastal Eats was open, so I believe
was. Coastal Eats has been open for a little bit now. I
don't
know if
that
was in the initial wave or if it opened in like the second week of August, but it's been open for a few weeks.
Yeah. Epcot International Food and Wine, 6 months.
It is a very long festival, so if you haven't gotten a chance to get out to Epcot International Food and Wine Festival presented by Corksicle, full name, you have plenty of time to do so.
Yeah. And it will, give it a few more weeks. And then hopefully we'll see some temperatures at least drop down a little bit. Or come later in the afternoon. And it's just so much nicer.
Yes, very true.
There is a strong sauerkraut smell over here, which I don't know exactly where that's coming from.
Yeah, that's interesting because I don't think there's anything over there that has sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Oh, there is? Well, no. There's the corned beef from over at Flavors from Fire, but there's no sauerkraut in that, so I'm not sure.
No, it definitely came closer to the donut box. That's like, are they putting sauerkraut on a donut?
I hope not. Because
well,
that would end up having to be featured on Mac Tries a Thing, so...
Okay, I'm going to put that suggestion in for next year.
By the way, we mentioned how long Food and Wine will be going on for. November 18th is the last day, so you got plenty of time to get out to Food and Wine.
And speaking of interesting combinations of food, no, I'm not getting the pickle milkshake.
We are great coming to you live from the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to see Jeremiah check out or eat, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have to talk about the brewing lab here. The two big menu items that have been talked about here are, of course, the pickle milkshakes. You can see right there. And do you have the full name of the wings for me?
It is.
It is. Hang on, I'll find it here. I'm going to pull up
Unnecessarily spicy yet something.
Vanta Crew asks, is there any Halloween themed foods yet? Not in Epcot,
No.
right? There's nothing I'm aware of, at least.
No, nothing here in Epcot. Magic Kingdom definitely has some during the day and for the parties. So that's where you want to go. And then, if you ask Mac and I about Halloween food, we have one answer: Halloween Horror Nights.
Right, yes. That's definitely true. But as far as the Disney parks go, you're actually not really going to see anything Halloween related in any of the parks aside from Magic Kingdom. I'm still trying to pull up. There's so many menus from Food Line. I'm just scrolling through this seemingly endless list trying to get to the Brewing Lab. Okay. So the wings are the unnecessarily spicy yet extremely tasty Scotch bonnet pepper curry wings with cool cucumber yogurt. We both tried them. You can see Mac tries a thing on them on our YouTube channel. Did you you put a video out, right?
I put up on our Instagram and I believe on our X, but also I'm pretty sure it ended up with the article about the Food and Wine.
There you go. So you can check that out on laughingplace.com right now. I enjoyed them. I don't think they weren't too spicy for me, but it's more of an endurance heat. Like I couldn't eat all 6 of them.
Oh no. I couldn't eat one, and it was definitely a hey, I'm going to do this for the bit, and I tried it. I took one bite, and I was completely done for probably at least 20 minutes. So it wasn't a this was good, and I'm going to try more. No, and then later, our good friend Lou Mangello was trying it, and I was standing next to him, and he, as opposed to just taking a single bite, stripped one of the bones of all the meat in one shot, and I just watched it. You know those times where you see on cartoons smoke coming out of people's ears? That was Lou.
And then Vanta Crew also says the pickle drink, I want some. So we both tried that as well. What were your thoughts on the pickle milkshake?
It was okay. It's not something that I would get again just because, one, it's a milkshake. So milkshakes in Florida are, you take a couple of sips and then as soon as you walk outside, you regret whatever you just tried.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah. But surprisingly, it wasn't overpowering.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I know somebody who has had, I believe she's had now 3 because she loves pickles, and that worked out well for her. But
yeah, I wasn't a fan. I had a sip of it, and it was too weird for me. But it paired very well with those hot, spicy wings. Because it kind of killed the spice, and the spice kind of killed the pickled flavor, so it kind of just became a vanilla milkshake. So
no, that was just it. The spice killed your taste buds.
Well, that might be true too. Yeah.
Oh wow!
We've got a couple comments here. First off, Rob says, "Enjoy Epcot. Stop in to see Voices of Liberty if you need some AC."
Yeah.
And then a question from Vanta Crew. Best place for shade or water areas for service dogs if you plan to visit Epcot. Neither of us have had a service dog, or at least speaking for myself, I haven't been in a party with a service dog. Have you had any experience with that?
I've had experiences with service dogs, not at Epcot. I think if you're looking for a safe place for AC and to sit down, just where we were, the Odyssey featuring the Brewing Labs is probably the best area. It is pretty wide open, and there are some corners. So if you need to take a break and your service pup needs to take a break, it's a good place to sit down.
Mm-hmm. Also asked for bathroom areas for them. I'm not entirely sure where you can find that in Epcot.
Um, yeah, I'm not going to answer that because I think it's over by Imagination, but I know if you check out the maps, and I believe if you just go on the My Disney Experience app, you can see the information for the service animal area. They do have them, I believe, in both World Showcase and one of the neighborhoods near the front of the park. I almost said Future World. So you really can't see because, again, no zoom. But the pylons that have gone into the water for the upcoming night show, the center where you can kind of see people right in the middle, right there, those had been pretty tall. And they've been cut down. But then you
Yeah.
have these over here, which are very tall. So I'm guessing those will also be cut down. But it is interesting. And again, if I had to place money on when we're going to learn information about the new nighttime show coming to Epcot, stay tuned in about 2 weeks.
Yep. Again, Destination D23 is just around the corner here. I wanted to look this up and get an answer for Vantage through here. So you can find a whole page on Disney World's website for all your information about service animals, including where the service animal relief areas are in each park. So at Epcot, they are by Test Track, they are by Imagination. So you were right about that. And then between the outpost in Germany and in the UK to the right of the restrooms. So there's 4 different areas around the park.
That's nice. I wasn't sure if there were that many, but that's really nice, especially around here. I would go on.
It looks like there's 4 or 5 in every park, so
Yeah.
you're good there.
I definitely would suggest if you are coming to the parks anytime soon with any service pet pups or service mini ponies, because I believe those are the only 2 service animals that are permitted into the parks. The ponies you probably don't have to worry about so much, but with the pups, definitely some booties for them because it's not asphalt here, but it's still hot.
Yeah, there are definitely. I mean, you can see it right in front of you there. There are some areas of the ground that are darker than others. They're going to be very, very hot surfaces. So something to keep in mind as well.
So I'm coming back here to Frozen Ever After because, all the excitement of the Fantasy Springs coming to Tokyo Disney Sea.
I thought it was land, but
I'm pretty sure it's land, but for those of you wondering what exactly the attraction is that's coming to that park, it is Frozen Ever After. It is this attraction. I'm sure they're getting some upgrades. On some things, we've seen animatronic heads as opposed to projected heads, but it is going to be this exact same attraction.
Yeah, they did share pictures of the queue and ride vehicles and everything recently, and they look identical for the most part.
Yeah.
But there is one difference with the attraction, and that's the faces of the characters.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if that is something that they go through and change out here, or if they keep the projections. Because I don't really have a lot of problem with projections. I know some people just that and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, they don't like it. But for me, it's new technology, and it works pretty well, especially some of the expressions on the sister's face that really can't be done the same with the animatronic heads.
Absolutely, yeah. No, the full animatronic definitely looks better. But yeah, no, I agree for the most part that the projection's not too bad.
Yeah.
It is.
And now,
you were right, by the way. It is Tokyo Disney Sea.
Okay. Because it's Springs, I was thinking it was. And I know at one point in my head, I knew where the entrance to that area is. I know that it does have the new hotel built onto it. one thing that when the release came out yesterday, was that just yesterday?
Yeah, it was.
Usually Tokyo Disneyland Resort is a little more unique with their namings of attractions, but it wasn't. There wasn't really anything that jumped out. They're all kind of just describing what it is. Frozen Ever After, Rapunzel's.
Rapunzel's Forest.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like, okay, we're going basic. But
Yeah.
then again, you and I have dealt with this long enough where we know that you can give an attraction the most unique name, and it would boil down to the Frozen ride or
Right.
Pinocchio or that kind of stuff.
Or you could name it Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, but be grammatically inaccurate.
Oh, wow. So this is a definite change since the last time I walked over here. Also, there's a really nice breeze that just blew through. They've trimmed down a lot of the trees back there.
Oh. I wonder if that's just for aesthetics or if that actually serves a purpose.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is far enough back, but the waterway back there versus the waterway here is much different. Back there it's wider, and then once you get here, because of the bridge clearance, it's not even the full length of the bridge. I can remember when Illuminations, Reflections of Earth, when the globe would go by, they actually had to turn the globe, I believe, so Hawaii was facing the bridge because it was such a tight clearance.
You would think it doesn't matter what angle a sphere goes through an opening, but
Yeah.
I guess it made a difference.
And now we are walking through the outpost. So go on.
What is still on your list of things to try here at Food and Wine? Because I know for me, this Kenya booth up on your right here has I want to say coffee rub barbecue beef.
Yep.
That was something that I absolutely wanted to try.
No, there are a lot of things that I want to try. I mean, the India booth alone is one that I just love every year. The cheese from the Alps is always a go-to.
That is a good
but
one.
It's been so hot, and trying stuff. There you go.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, even the skewered shrimp, which I'm not a shrimp person, but that looks good also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a very long list of things I need to try at Food and Wine this year. There's a lot of, check out the menus. We have a foodie guide wrap up on laughingplace.com right now. You can check that out. There's my biggest advice for going out to Food and Wine, or really any of the festivals at EPCOT, check out the menus in advance and get an idea of what you want to try, because there's so much, and you'll end up hitting the first 3 booths and then, either going way over your budget or being full after that and not getting a chance to try some of your favorite things. So
that's one of those things. I do miss the sampler lanyard that they did. They've done off and on for the festivals, where it was, you buy, I don't know what the price would be anymore at this point,
right?
But you would get certain stamps, and then you could definitely hit it as you go. And it was always somewhat of a savings versus, it was somewhat of a savings if you planned accordingly. If you get the lowest price thing in every booth.
Yeah. Yeah, it would always end up coming out to let's say $7 per item if you were to use the lanyard. And this is a system that they use occasionally at Universal, occasionally at SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, places like this too. And so you can save a little bit depending on the items you get. Obviously, if you're going to use your lanyard for something that's $5, then you're actually spending a little bit more using the lanyard. But it is a nice system if you're going to be going there and trying a lot of different options.
Yeah, there was 1 year early in my time with Laughing Place where they they did a hard ticket upgrade where if you're staying at the hotel, you pretty much had your own little seating area and they would get the food for you. And then there was an after party. And it was a fun event, but I think they pushed the limit of what people would try at that point, which I'm surprised they haven't brought that back to see if it would work.
Yeah, because I honestly think that would. And are you saying like all of the festival food was available from any of the booths?
They would have, it was, you had the lanyard. It was, I don't remember the exact upgrade. You had to be staying at one of the hotels.
Okay.
And there were certain seating areas or standing areas, and they'd have runners in each of the areas, and they'd run and get you different foods from the closest booths.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't, hey, you can just walk to one booth and try everything. But
right.
Yeah, and then they had an after party that took place in the World Show Place. And I can remember I did it the one time they did it, and I did it the first day, and it was pouring rain, as Florida was prone to do in September, because that's when it used to start. And I was the only person, so I had 3 different cast members there pretty much taking care of me, and it felt very awkward. Okay, we're going to keep moving. At this point, I'm actually a little worried about my phone overheating.
Yeah, it's very possible. Anytime you stand in the sun for too long and watch one of those shows going on. However, that being said, if you're walking around Epcot and you see any of the streetmosphere entertainment going on, stop and check it out because there's a lot of really awesome stuff happening at Epcot all the time.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people that haven't been here forget is Epcot isn't just the festival. It is, now we can definitely say World Showcase has some amazing attractions with Frozen, Remy. Go see the American Adventure. It's an amazing show. Plus, you get a nice, almost half-hour break in the air conditioning. The Eat to the Beat concert series, which I know last weekend was Joey Fatone and friends.
Yeah. Who's there tonight?
I'm just going to let you look at this. Okay. No.
Is that
Aaron Jones? Aaron Jones. The A from a distance, I could not figure out what that was. I thought it was a backwards D at first.
It's an interesting font. Let's see. Is there anyone in that Eat to the Beat lineup that you plan on going to see?
I believe Boyz II Men is still coming, and I love seeing them. They have a couple of different fun ones.
Let's see. I'm pulling up the lineup.
What time is it right now, Mac?
It is 1:30.
Hey, look at that. You know what we're going to do? We're going to enjoy a little bit of a Voice to Liberty.
Nice.
Tell me when it starts to break up, because there are times where the food just smelled so good.
Hey, August 13th and 14th, the Fray for the Eat to the Beat concert series. That's a fun one. We get past that.
We'll be here singing for you for the next few minutes. Now, before we actually do continue with our show, we'd like to invite everyone to come closer and join us inside underneath this dome. It actually enhances our sound and helps you hear us better. So come on in, everybody. If you're on the floor, go ahead and scooch all the way up to the center. If you're behind the benches, find the front and through the benches and come all the way in, and then have We're going to start off with this classic from the world of Walt Disney.
You wish upon a star,
Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Your heart is in your dream. No request is too extreme. When you wish upon a star, a dream. Fading sky, she brings to those who love the sweet fulfillment of this secret longing. Like the poem of the blue, it sets in and sees you. When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Here at Disney, we are so lucky to enjoy gorgeous summer-like weather year-round. This is our tribute to Florida, the land of eternal summertime.
So, Jeremiah, I have to tell you, I actually only recently, just a couple of weeks ago, watched Voices of Liberty inside the American Adventure building for the first time.
I'm sorry, we're no longer friends.
I had seen them previously in the American Gardens Theater a couple different times for different things too, but I had never watched their normal presentation inside the rotunda there.
The rotunda, like she said, it was designed specifically for the Voice of Liberty to, enhance their songs. And they do multiple sets throughout the day, and each set is different songs. So you won't see the same set twice in one day. So there are definitely been times where I've just sat in there the entire day and watched the sets. I am that person because they are so talented, and they and Mariachi Cobre are the only opening day entertainment that is still around.
Very cool. And yeah, there is something really cool about seeing people that are so incredibly talented, and they're just performing there in Epcot, and it's not like a separately ticketed thing. It's just you just walk up and watch them, and that can just be a small part of your day,
or your entire day if you're me.
Right. If you want to sit inside the American Adventures theater the entire day.
They do have a break after this one. I believe their next set is sometime around 3. So that's a good time to go out, get some food from the different food booths, or go in and watch the American Adventure to really cool off and enjoy one of the most amazing shows, or take a nap. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Now I'm gonna say I agree with the fact that it's one of the most amazing shows, but mostly because of the way that it functions. And I don't think you actually get that experience if you're watching the show. But I know both of us have gotten to see behind the scenes and see how that stage show works, and that was really, really cool.
Yeah, if you're coming out and you want to really get an experience like no other, look into doing some of the tours. They have a big tour that covers 3 of the parks. I don't know. Oh, there's the Figment backpack. I actually hadn't seen that in person yet. 3 of the parks, and then you get to see, well, when we did it, we saw the Christmas warehouse.
Yeah.
So it's a little pricey, but it's one of those things you will never forget because Mac and I did it, it's now been 7, 8 years?
Yeah, it's probably 7 years ago.
Yeah. But it's something to see and do. Just seeing how the American Adventure works. You can go on and see different videos on YouTube about it, but when you're actually there and the guide is pointing out, and this is where this comes down, and this is where this comes up, and they have it's a massive working structure underneath there that you wouldn't even know. If you're sitting there enjoying the show, it's, hey, this is a great show.
You know what's funny? One of the things that stuck with me about that tour, and I don't know if this is still a part of any of the tours they are offering right now, but we got to see one of the buildings where they handle the laundry for all of the resort. That was incredible to see, that just the system that they have in place for all of that. And you don't even think about how many sheets and towels and pillowcases and everything they're constantly washing every second of every day. So that was pretty cool to see.
No, I loved that entire tour, but that was definitely one of those ones that when they talk about it, you're like, we're going to laundry services, and then when you're there, it's like, oh wow. So there'd been a crane in here for quite a while, and now it's gone. It looks like they've done some touch-up work with the tiles around the planters. Also, the tower has definitely gotten some touch-up work as far as the coloring go. But that's what I love. Epcot is always changing, but you can walk the World Showcase, and they did massive work here just a few weeks ago, and you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, there's always work going on in all of the parks. So
let's not talk about the World Celebration area yet.
Right.
Again, just a few more days. I promise we'll hear something about it, I'm sure.
Can I just say the thing I am most excited for with that construction finally being completed is just to not have walls there and be able to walk through there again.
I completely agree. I don't know how I will do a walk and talk here anymore, though, because we started this during the pandemic and those walls were there.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah, but one of the things, we may not make it over there in time. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana. I have an article. I got a chance to see it a week and a half or so ago, and it is a truly classic Epcot attraction.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. I go into the details that I can for it. There are some definite things that I couldn't talk about that are fun in there, but when that opens again at some point in the not too distant future.
Oh, very cool.
Just brushing up leaves, making a Mickey, or as somebody just said, a goofy head.
What?
I think there was a screening of Barbie somewhere just now.
It looked like a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Or a bachelorette party, I mean.
Yeah. It does not look like Cinderella. Oh, she is. So we'll walk over there. I'm sorry, Aurora, not Cinderella.
I was going to say Cinderella. That's a new one.
This is also just one of my favorite views.
It is. This is beautiful over here, especially during Flower and Garden. The topiary is up too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried any of the food in the France Pavilion yet?
No. I did the escargot many moons ago, just as one of those, like, I was out here on vacation and we had to do it. And I did it then. And then I actually did it, now that I think about it, a few years ago at one of the food and wine previews when they put it in the pastry. And both times, I don't need to do it.
I know there is like a cheese-filled beignet that sounds really good that I gotta go try.
And then
Laura,
these banners out that say courage and kindness, which have been out for this month, even though this week alone is the Princess Week. And just as a plug, our Princess Week coverage is sponsored by Entertainment Earth. So if you happen to want something from Entertainment Earth, go check out one of our Princess Week coverages from anywhere around the Disney parks. And there should be an affiliate link. So you can purchase there, and then we may get a little bit of a dime or two.
I was going to say, I can't remember the word that Doobie landed on as far as what he actually wanted to say. But and you'd be surprised at how much princess-related news there is in a given week.
See, yesterday Magic Kingdom was packed, and then today, here, definitely not that busy.
Well, Epcot kind of gives that vibe a lot more often because there are these long or wide walkways and a lot of area to cover in the park. Whereas Magic Kingdom is a lot of attractions in close groups, and so you want to get those buildups of people. I had the same experience earlier this week at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was much more crowded than I expected it to be.
Everybody's getting in that last week of fun before school start.
Yeah.
Around the world. Around the U.S.
Yeah.
Florida went back to school a few weeks ago. I know California is usually coming up right after this upcoming holidays.
Yeah.
When they kick back in.
Yeah, I know the Northeast is usually like the second week of September, so.
But don't worry, there'll still be a food and wine festival for everybody to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
And I can almost guarantee if we get a day that's a high of like 70, you will see Mac and I both here at Epcot enjoying food everywhere.
Or in some park, just being out there enjoying that weather. Because when it does come, and it will for a few days, it is the best time to get out to the parks. It is so much more enjoyable.
So since we spoke about the D23 announcements of the Mary Poppins proposed attraction from 4 years ago, let's walk back to where we can only assume that attraction would have been. We don't know anything about it. There definitely been rumors and concept arts of anything from a carousel to a dark ride to spinning umbrellas. Instead, we just have this beautiful, calm area back here.
Well, calm when there's not live music.
I was going to say, Everyone Command Performance is playing, and they're playing British rock. So this is one of those times, or one of those spots where when I'm doing a walk and talk with Doobie and they're playing, he's always like, "Oh, hang out there." I'm like, "Hey, if the phone just drops." This area had been under construction walls for quite a while, and they still haven't put up the tarping over this walkway. So, this area used to be the meet and greet for Winnie the Pooh, and that was Christopher Robin's room. So hopefully that's coming back. And then if you played the DuckTales attraction and had a mission here in the UK, this window is usually a big part of it. Yeah, it's just so quiet.
I never got to do the DuckTales thing or the Phineas and Ferb sort of scavenger hunt type game.
Well, when it cools down, we'll come and eat and do DuckTales. Yeah, it's super quiet back here.
Yeah, it is a really nice area. Don't get me wrong, the band that plays back here is fantastic, and it's a really fun atmosphere. But when there's no music happening, it's just a nice quiet area to kind of get away.
Oh, and there's Alice.
Oh, there we go. She seems a little bit distracted.
Hello. Have you seen that white rabbit anywhere?
I think he hopped that way.
Okay.
Sending Alice on a wild rabbit chase.
She's going down the rabbit hole. Aww. And then we're back out to the main walkway. Rose and Crown, always a great place to eat.
I have never eaten there.
Okay, can we just start a list here, Mac? I mean, we got to play DuckTales.
Rose and Crown is, well, first of all, I'm not a big fish and chips person.
Yeah.
And that's the reason to go to Rose and Crown. And it's also just every time I've tried to go in there to get a drink or something, and it's just so busy. It's always packed in there. So definitely a popular location.
Yeah, you have an English pub.
Yeah.
It's going to do the traffic that it needs to.
That Ireland booth, by the way, you were talking about some of the food just being, kind of heavy and something you don't really want in the heat. That is the booth that, like, once it cools down, I will go from Ireland. But until then, yeah, it's a little heavy.
Yeah, the Fisherman's Seafood's pie. Not for me, but I know that is a favorite among people who visit Food and Wine.
Just go out in 100-degree heat, enjoy a nice pickle milkshake and a Fisherman's Seafood pie.
Wow, that just took care of me for the day. Yeah, and it's, again, this used to be right now, because this upcoming weekend is the annual EPCOT Pin event. That was pretty much created to draw people to the parks. And I think we're finally seeing everybody's saying the slow down. Yeah, but everybody's been here for the past 3 years because they couldn't be anyplace else. So,
right.
Still lots of construction going on in Canada.
Yeah, what do we know about what's going on there? Is it this just a normal touch-up? Because there's a lot of scaffolding there.
Um, so that building at one time used to be a store, and then I don't think I've ever seen it as the store. So it's just a building that I'm guessing is customer usage for storage, that kind of stuff. They've gone through, changed the color scheme of it. Looks like the roofing, they're adding some patina to it. So
No major changes here. Just
yeah, no major changes. It should be when it opens up again. You won't even notice unless you're one of us who've been here every week for the past forever. Have you eaten at Le Cellier?
I have not eaten at Le Cellier. That is high on my list, actually. That is one that I want to get to soon. The top of my list actually is Beer Garden over in Germany.
Well, that one's an easy one because
Yeah, that's happening at some point soon.
yeah, and even hopefully we don't have to wait for candlelight procession because that's the go-to for the preferred seating with the meal plan there. But yeah, that there is something for everybody at Beer Garden.
Yeah. Yeah, we love German food too, so that's a home run for sure.
Yeah, and the nice thing about Beer Garden is it is German enough where it's not, I don't want to say dumbed down, but the
Generic.
yeah, it's not so much that you can go to Publix and buy the same stuff.
Right.
But then they also do have enough for the kids with the mac and cheese and everything else. So there's enough options. Wow, Australia smells just like fish. All I can smell walking up to here.
I have not tried anything from Australia yet, but that lamington, the dessert, is on my list.
Yes, the lamington sounds good. The sweet and spicy bushberry shrimp definitely kicks in the smell.
Yeah, okay.
And we are going to walk up this way to one of the last food booths that is not open yet.
I was just going to ask, that one's not open yet, right? This is October, I believe it opened? Or actually,
Yeah.
I think they were still as fall.
Yeah, there isn't even a sign or anything up there, but they do have the cash registers out, so it can't be too far behind.
And that is going to be the Noodle Exchange, or is there...
I don't remember which one this is.
I think that's where the Noodle Exchange was going to be, so I'm not sure, though.
But now we're leaving World Showcase and heading towards World Celebration / World Nature. Gotten good at these neighborhoods finally.
Yeah, that's something that I'm going to have to get used to because I have not been calling them by what will be their names at all.
Yeah. Well, World Nature is pretty easy, land and sea. Celebration is Spaceship Earth, Communicore Plaza, going back to Imagination, and then World Discovery, Test Track, Mission Space, and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
Oh, it was also 4 years ago that they announced the Play Pavilion.
Oh, yeah. And that's opening when?
If they announced a date for that, I think out of everything they could possibly do, announcing the date for the opening of the Play Pavilion could be the biggest shock.
Yes.
But yeah,
Okay,
Communicore Plaza.
Sorry, I've been looking into it. That booth is not the Noodle Exchange because Noodle Exchange is already open. So it might be Char and Chop. Oh, we do have specific dates for these now, too. They are Char and Chop, Wine and Wedge, Bubbles
Wine and Wedge is that one.
Wine and Wedge. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And then Swirled Showcase. Those all open September 22nd.
Wow, that's such a convenient date, because what happens on September 23rd?
I don't know. You can't ask me these questions off the top of my head here.
That is the kickoff of the Disney 100 celebration here at EPCOT.
Ah, right. Okay.
I was saying it was the middle of the month because October 16th is the actual 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company.
Right.
But,
You're a
opening
month
it,
ahead of yourself there.
yeah. So Communicore Plaza, stage, building, bathrooms, all of that is coming along. I'm guessing that we won't see that come September 22nd because
By the way,
it's still.
can you pan back for just a second here? What do you make of these lighting structures? Keep going a little bit further. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These unique lighting structures here.
I am guessing that that is going to be a party central
Okay.
because those lights are not inexpensive. Also, just kind of looking at them, they are exposed to the elements pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of
But
surprised by that. I wasn't sure. Like, are we looking at? Is there a stage in the middle or something, or was it going to be here? But yeah, that's really interesting.
the Communicore stage, I believe, is back underneath that covering.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure from the concept art that the stage was covered. So I
Yeah.
wasn't sure if there was still a cover coming for that area. I don't know. It's really interesting. That lighting structure there though is unique.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. Once they started putting it up, I can't wrap my head around what it's going to look like when it's complete. Again, about 2 weeks, we'll probably see the concept art and possibly even a date for it. But so we are going to wrap up here as we walk into the Imagination Pavilion. We'll walk in there and take a look at. Actually, we won't because I know how badly the reception gets as soon as I
we
walk
won't
through
go
that door.
in.
But we'll wrap up looking at the beautiful glass pyramids of Journey to Imagination with Figment, which, again, I'm calling. We'll be hearing something about this in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's your prediction.
yes.
Okay.
The updates. I mean, we're not just going to hear about the Figment meet and greet. I think we're going to hear about a full whatever they plan to do with this. Hopefully, it is something massive, but that's my main prediction is we'll hear something about this.
Okay, interesting. Well, you got me intrigued by that there. Yeah. So, do you have anything else here before we wrap things up, Jeremiah?
I do not, other than hey, if you're interested in Halloween and Halloween Horror Nights, what's happening next week there, Mac?
Jeremiah and I will be back on our YouTube channel and sorry, X, not Twitter. We will be sorry, Kyle, throw me off here. Yeah, Jeremiah and I will be doing a sort of Halloween preview, looking at some of the Halloween events, specifically Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Studios Florida and Hollywood. And we'll be doing that on Thursday, the 31st, so right before the Halloween stuff really kicks off. And yeah, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to talk about what we're most excited about and break down everything that will be offered at this year's events on both coasts.
Other than that, we don't have anything going on today. I know tomorrow we definitely have Disney Trivia with Doobie and Gideon.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure the normal frivolity will happen next week also.
Yes, we'll go through the whole Laughing Place schedule again next week, where I know you'll be on for Disney Parks Talk, so we got that.
Absolutely. And then the following week, like I said many times, Destination D23. You can head over to Laughing Place and learn all about what's happening. If you can't be there, they are going to be live streaming most of Saturday. And I believe we have the full schedule of what there will be streaming on our site. So head over, check it out, and then you can call me a liar if they don't announce stuff that I've talked about.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you all real soon.
Bye.